Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about financial statements. First thing you need to know is that a complete set of financial statements is composed of the statement of financial position, the statement of owner's equity or the statement of changes in owner's equity, the income statement, and the statement of cash flows. Notes are also included to provide additional information about the four basic financial statements. But remember, notes are not financial statements. Rather, they are only support for the information presented in the financial statements. Our focus today will only be on the first three financial statements, since the statement of cash flows will be discussed in a separate video. Now, to make things easier, just remember that the statement of financial position provides information regarding the financial condition of the company, or simply put, its assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. The statement of owner's equity, on the other hand, presents the investment of the owner or his capital. So it also presents the changes in the capital account over a period of time. The income statement, on the other hand, presents the revenues, gains, expenses, and losses of the company over a period of time. So simply put, it provides information regarding the company's operation. There are two main formats used in presenting the statement of financial position, namely the report form and the account form. All the contents are the same. The only difference would be the way they are positioned on the paper. So in the report form, assets are presented on the top section, while liabilities and equity are presented on the bottom section. In the account form, assets are presented on the left side, while the total liabilities and owner's equity are presented on the right side. So I know it's kind of hard to picture right now, so let me show you what it looks like. So here we have our report form. First, you have your heading, which has the name of the company, the type of statement issued, as well as the date. And as I said before, you have the assets at the top, and then you have the liabilities and equity at the bottom. So take note of this because we use this format in the classroom discussions. So basically, just take note of the format now. The detailed discussion will be discussed in other tutorial videos. And next, we have the account form. So again, you have the same heading. You have the name of the company, the type of report, and the date. But now the only difference would be you have the assets on the left side, while you have the liabilities and owner's equity on the right side. So they're placed side by side. So next we have the income statement. Just like the statement of financial position, there are two forms of income statement, namely the natural form and the functional form. So the natural form is basically grouping all the revenues together and then grouping all the expenses together and then getting the difference to get the net income. So this is the form usually used for service businesses. The functional form is more complex, and it begins with sales less cost of sales to get your gross profit, and then it categorizes the expenses according to function, such as administrative, selling, other expenses, and your finance costs. This form is usually used by merchandising expenses. And now I have here the natural form of income statement. And as I said, you simply list down all the revenues and then deduct all the total expenses to get your net income. And again, just like any other statement, you have your heading here, the name of the company, the type of report issued, as well as the date. And now here we have an example of the functional form of income statement. As I said, you start with the net sales, and then you deduct the cost of sales to get your gross profit, add all the other income to get your total income, and deduct all the operating expenses, which are categorized according to function, selling expenses, administrative expenses, other operating expenses, and your finance costs, and then you get your net income. Again, this format is used for merchandising businesses. And lastly, we have your statement of changes in equity. So there's only one format for both the service business and the merchandising business. And the contents would basically be your beginning capital, And then you add your net income for the period, your additional investments, get the subtotal, deduct all your withdrawals, and then you get the capital end, which goes into your financial position. So just to provide you a brief summary of the formats. So for statement of financial position, we have the report form, and again, assets are presented at the top while your liabilities are presented at the bottom. And then you also have your account form where assets are placed on the left side while liabilities and owner's equity are placed on the right side. So both merchandising and service businesses use the report form. And then we have the income statement, which are presented in the natural or functional form. Natural form are used by the service businesses as shown here. It's colored red. And then functional forms are used by merchandising businesses. Green. Again, the natural form is basically just grouping all your revenues together and then grouping all your expenses and then getting the difference to get your net income. The functional form is the complex form, so you start with your sales less cost of sales to get gross profit, add other income, and then deduct all your expenses, which are categorized according to function to get your net income. So that's it for today, and hope you learned something.